Delta at 78 yards rushing already. Of course, 67 of it came on the touchdown run by Dallin Draper. So it'll be second down and goal from the 7-yard line. Double tight formation for the Rabbits as Delta will go off that left tackle, pushing forward close to the 5. It'll be a gain of a couple.
And Ken, I'd like to see those 2 deep backs in the backfield carry that out just a little bit more. Kind of just went out there, looked back to see what the runner was doing. They got to go full bore out there to draw a defensive man with him, and then be able to pitch him the ball the next time and get it in the end zone, which I wouldn't be surprised what you see here.
So third down and goal, the ball just inside the 5-yard line of Grantsville. Jake Day, the quarterback for the Rabbits. He'll take it, runs right side, pitches it to Draper. Can he get the corner? Not quite. Gets stood up, and then here comes the help as they'll knock him down right at about the 5-yard line. And that's just, Coach, I know you'll say that, that's just an assignment football out there. Everybody has a man, and that time Grantsville just brought maybe one too many. Delta could not pull
you
them
could
up.
see they were in a spread formation. They only had one back in the backfield and ran a lead option. Somebody was unaccounted for. That secondary man just came running off their full bore, went right to the pitch man, so he wasn't even hindered.
Delta will go for it. Back to pass. Jake Day got a man wide open. Caught. Touchdown. Jake Day to Dakota Dutson.
And that's just an example of what a good fake will do, unlike the option play they had, because you make a little fake and everybody sucks up to it. Nice, easy pitch and catch.
So that scoring drive, 4 plays just to go the 10 yards. And Delta, just like that, on top, 13-0 early in this one. And if that's number 9, which I believe it is, that's Sam Clark doing the kicking, and he bangs it through. And I'll check that and make sure.
It is. Sam Clark, just a sophomore, so got room in the future to have that happen. That was a pretty good kick that time.
So Sam Clark looking good on the point after try as he's 2 for 2 now. And the Grantsville faithful just a little bit shell-shocked across the way, Coach, as this is 14-0 already.
Sure, and Grantsville struggled this year. They've only won the 1 game, but you can kind of see a different look with this Delta team than you have. It's amazing what getting a win against a quality opponent and coming out and having a little more excitement and having a little something to play for, so it's good to see.
So Delta once again ready to kick this one away. It'll be Sam Clark to kick it from his own 40. Again, I'm Ken Nielsen alongside Coach Dean Fowles right here on Centricom.com, local channel 10. Glad to have you with us. As I mentioned, if you're looking in from the Grantsville area, good to have you with us here as you support your youngsters. Here's Clark's kick from the 40. Going to be fielded at about the 9-yard line, brought up across the middle 20, 30-yard line, and that's where Grantsville will take over. First down and 10.
Nothing behind us, man. Nothing behind us. They'll throw a fade here, I think.
So, you know, Coach, if you're Grantsville, you don't want to panic right here. You're so early in the game. I don't think you get out of your game plan. You stay with what you want to do and work your way back into this one.
Certainly, but if I'm down in the first 4 minutes of the game, 14-0, I'm going to at least put a little sense of urgency forward.
So here we go.
Good tackle.
Off that left side, not a lot of running room right there. As they'll pick up, Smith picks up maybe a yard on the carry.
2-yard pickup on the carry will bring up second down and 8 for the Cowboys.
I watch number 1 on the backside. Yeah, I watch number 1 best receiver.
So it'll be second down, and we'll call it 8 for Grantsville. And once again, they will operate out of the shotgun. Low snap, but it's picked up, and now here they come with the back coming around this right side. Chase down for behind. See if I can get a number. I think that was Shamo coming out there along with Russell Styler chasing down Riley Smith. Looks like he gets a yard on the carry. So brings up 3rd down, and we'll call it 7 for the Cowboys. Ball here on the near side of the field, the near hash mark. And once again, Cody Riding out of the shotgun. As Riley Smith to his left takes the snap, now looks, going to go down that far left side. Ball's hanging up and tipped away and almost intercepted. Boy, that was close. Jake Smith comes across from his safety position and knocks it away.
Yeah, he was open originally. If the quarterback could have thrown that ball early, he had a few steps on him. By the time that ball came down, both DBs had recovered very well and could have easily picked that ball.
A.J. Rayner was the intended receiver down that far sideline, and now Grantsville once again going to have to give up the football, this time by a punt.
And you couldn't script this any better. Like I said, we've only played less than 5 minutes in the game. You're going to get the ball back up 14-0.
Here's a kick here to the near sideline, hits at the 40, takes a nice cowboy bounce right into the hands of Gordon Seui, and he returns it to the 33-yard line where the Rabbits will take over. 1st down and 10. 2 possessions so far for the Rabbits, 2 scores. One of them, the possession started at their own 26, went 74 yards for the score. The other one started at the Grantsville 10. Now let's see if things settle down a little bit right here. Delta takes over on their own 33-yard line. So here we go, inverted wishbone set. Here's the give, Dallin Draper second back through, and maybe a yard is about it. You see gets stood up by that interior line, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
And it's almost uncanny to me how this little Dallin Draper mimics his father on the football field. He can be in a bundle of stuff and all of a sudden squirt out. He's got good speed, good acceleration.
Yep. Dallin,
hard-nosed, gutty
the son
kid.
of Brett Draper, he played for you.
You bet.
One of the better backs that went through this program.
Absolutely as good as it gets.
Good play fake, rolling right side. Jake Day, nowhere to go. Now goes out in the flat, and he'll throw it out of bounds. As there was just no receiver whatsoever to go through. Now here comes a flag. Apparently, coach in high school, it doesn't matter if you're outside the tackle box or not.
That is correct.
Where's our flipping backs that should have been in the flats?
So the 2 receivers, the 2 that were in the pattern, were way deep. They were about 30, 40 yards downfield. There was nobody underneath to go to, so he just heaved it out of bounds.
And you can hear the coaches in here talking about it. Where is that back? Because I do know that play that they run, both of those backs. The first one they fake through goes down about 12 yards. The other one goes about 7, and they both drag across the middle. So, and that was the area that was so wide open right there. There was just nobody there, so he did throw it away.
So this is a big penalty for the Rabbits because you lose yardage all the way back to the 20, and it's a loss of downs. So all of a sudden you're 3rd down and about, oh goodness, 21, 22 yards to go. Juking and jiving, trying to work his way up through here in the middle. That's Rhett Shamo as he takes it across the 40 to the 42-yard line. What a 22, 23-yard carry for Rhett Shamo.
And puts him about a 4th and 1 here, which is going to give him, and I guarantee they'll go for it here, but it's a very good opportunity. Nice, good, heady play.
4th down and just under 2, and Coach Russ Fowles of the Delta Rabbits says, let's go. Double tight formation for the Rabbits, the inverted wishbone set behind Jake Day. Here's the snap. Here's the option roll left side. Nice pitch. Dallin Draper steps up inside the tackle, has a 1st down and more. Knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
And that was picture-perfect option. They just waited for things to happen. Quarterback made a good fake. As the defensive end came, he went right to him before he pitched. Nice little pitch right on the money and turns it up the field. That's just picturesque.
15 yards on the carry. And so Delta now at 118 yards rushing, and we haven't played half of this first quarter yet.
I was going to say, you've got a chance for a big...
Here's a quick hitter, Reagan Riding. Tries to go inside, bounces it outside, gets away from one tackler, and then knocked out of bounds at about the 35. That'll be a gain of nearly 7 yards. So Delta's offense really clicking right now. So second down, and we'll call it about 3.5, almost 4 yards. Again, double tights for the Rabbits. Here's Day, back to pass, looking, got a man open down the right sideline. Can he get it to him? Yes, Rhett Shammo with the catch, and he'll go in for the touchdown. 35-yard touchdown pass from Jake Day to Rhett Shammo. And the Rabbits are absolutely rolling in this one, 20-0 with 5:21 to go in the first period. Wow, Coach,
There's just a belief here that you haven't seen before. And, you know, what you got to do is make sure you don't get it all out of your system. They save a little of that for next week when you go over to Richfield, because you do have an opportunity if North Sanpete can beat Canyon View, which I certainly think has a great opportunity to do.
Sam Clark has to hurry it, and because of the pressure coming in, he hooks it just left, no good. So, with 5:21 to go here in the first quarter, Delta jumps out quickly, 20-0 over the Grantsville Cowboys. Boy, did they seem to have found their rhythm last week against Canyon View. They have continued on with that momentum and are really, really playing well here tonight. So the score update brought to you in part by Intermountain Power Service Corporation, also Central Valley Medical Center, and Materion Natural Resources. Again, we thank all of our sponsors that allow us to bring you Delta High Athletics night in and night out.
Success and confidence breeds success and confidence, and you can see that here tonight, at least so far.
Well, Coach, it seemed to have started 3 or 4 weeks ago at Juab when Delta really played with the number 2 team at that time.
Probably should have won the game.
Had a good chance to win it. They lost it 20-18 to the Wasps, and since then they have really just kind of come on. And you can see here tonight, wow, they've got a little swagger. Here's Sam Clark's kick.
Get down there, get down there, get down there.
It's going to be fielded. Back deep will get a number. Pretty nice return by the young man there. Number 23 is Floyd Andrew, who brings that ball back out to the 35. Pretty good field position for the Cowboys.
But they've started here a couple other times and just haven't been able to do anything with it. So as this game settles in now, we'll see just what Grantsville does have in their repertoire.
Third possession of the game so far for the Cowboys. They had an interception on their first possession. They had to punt the ball away on the second. Here we go. Once again, out of this pistol formation, Cody Riding. He stands at his own 30-yard line, takes the snap, keeps it himself, reads the defense, and then works his way ahead for a gain of a couple.
But they're having to work for just about everything they get, Grantsville is. And that's good. That means everybody's pitching in, doing some good there on that defense.
20-0 is your score, and you look at the stats here, Coach. 160 yards of total offense for Delta to just 12 so far for Grantsville. They really, really need to at least sustain a drive here and kind of get their offense settled down.
On pace for a 600-yard offensive output.
Riding once again, standing in that, I guess you'd call that the pistol formation, Coach, where you've got the back standing next to you, or shotgun. Low snap, picked up, and working his way off that left side and knocked down after a gain of 3 or 4. This time that was Coy Johnson who took the snap and worked his way ahead.
And I almost wonder if that was a broken play, because it looked like he kind of looked around as if, where's my help? Nobody was there, so he took off.
Gets about 4 yards on the play, brings up a third down and just under 4 to go. They'll bring trips to the near side. That's 3 receivers here, near side. Again, it'll be Coy Johnson. Where's number 10 out of the shotgun? He's got 2 receivers to the far side. 5 receivers in the pattern. Looking. Got a man complete over the middle for the first down. Up high was Gavin Iyer for the catch. Picked up 5 on the catch, first completion of the ball game. So Grantsville picks up their first down of the ball game. They move the chains out to the 47 Grantsville side. They'll come with 2 near side, 2 to the far side. Actually tight end also in there. So 5 receivers once again, Coach, out of the shotgun. Nobody in the backfield. Low snap picked up, though, in the pass right through the intended receiver on that far side. I believe that was Braden Adams he was looking for.
And he was wide open. The pass was right on the money. He was just kind of looking around a little bit there to see what was behind him, and rightfully so, because he would have got tattooed if he'd have caught that ball.
So, Coach, a little bit of a change early. They started with Cody Riding the first 2 series. Now they'll come with Coy Johnson. And as far as Coy's concerned, 40 of 101 for 565 yards passing. Has 5 touchdowns, but also has 10 interceptions. Here's the snap. And here is the give. Once again, Riley Smith trying to pick his way forward. Gets a couple is all.
I don't know this for sure, but I'm assuming that the Riding kid would be Stacy Riding's
Wouldn't be surprised.
son. He's been helping them there in their athletic programs, and I would just imagine that's the case. So you got an ex-Deltaite coming here to the Rabbit Field. And
Yep. Here's a big play for Grantsville. They really need to keep this drive alive. A 3rd down and 8 there on the 49, their side of the field. Again, trips to the near side, single receiver far side, single setback. Back to pass. Johnson got a man wide open. Nice thrown ball. Caught at the 41-yard line, and that's Andrew Floyd on the catch. Pretty nice effort right there. Picks up 10 on the catch. More importantly, new set of downs. 2:35 and counting here in the first quarter. Again, standing in the shotgun formation, Coy Johnson. He's got receivers on either side of him. Now he's going to audible. He's going to change the play. Takes the snap. Going to keep it himself, and probably should have handed that one off, Coach, because he's going to lose big yardage right here. He's going to go all the way back to the 48. That's going to be a loss of almost 7 on the play. I don't know if that's a true read on that one, Coach.
well, it almost looks like it was, the fact that he spent so much time in there, and it looked like he hadn't made his mind up till right at the end, but obviously Brett Schammel was on both of them there, so I think he could have made the play regardless of what happened. So kind of in a lose-lose there if you're Grantsville.
So 2nd down now and about 17 for the Cowboys, once again from 48-yard line of Delta. 1:40 to go in the first quarter, 20-0. Delta leads out of the shotgun. Here's Johnson over the middle. Got the man complete. Pickup of about 5 on that one. I believe that was Riley Smith with the catch.
He was just releasing.
And now a flag on the play as well.
Kelly, we need that same thing on the
And I think they're gonna call roughing the passer. We'll wait and see here from the official in the white hat.
Well, I didn't see it.
I didn't either.
But I do know that he got it out in a hurry. As soon as he got it, he just quickly threw it. But I didn't see I wasn't even looking to see if there was any contact. Obviously, the referee thought there was.
So that's a big penalty. That gives them a first
Absolutely.
down.
And just what you talked about, you had a chance to really just put the nail in the coffin, I think, if you're Delta, and still can, but that sure gives them life right there.
This will move the ball all the way down to the 28 of Delta. First down and 10 for the Cowboys as they wind the clock. 1:25 and counting here.
Call on the option when we pitch it.
Out of the shotgun, Johnson again. Left side, caught. Nicely done. Flag comes in on it, and I think you're going to see offensive pass interference on this one.
And you know, Ken, I can't tell you how many last weekend about cost University of Utah the ball game. How many times these guys in college and pro run this pick play?
Yep.
And I don't know if this was intentional, but it certainly was contact, which wouldn't allow the defender to get where he needed to be.
Yep.
So
You can see it right there on the camera as the official
it was
says
pretty obvious.
offensive pass interference. So this will bring the ball.
So just what you gained by getting that first down, you almost gave away again.
And I'll be honest with you, Coach, if I'm a head coach in this league, I have that play in my playbook. Because how many times do you see it not called?
Well, see, this one, I think there was just 2 receivers
Yeah.
in the same area, and he just kind of ran into him, and it was an obvious play. But there's so many of them do have it in their repertoire, and they go out and just kind of attempt to somewhat turn around, but they make
Absolutely.
contact, and it makes the difference in ball games. And so it's something that
Yep.
needs to be
You see it all the time in college and pros.
Absolutely. You can either do it or not do it, but it drives me nuts to see him call it sometimes and not others.
Johnson, low snap, picks it up. Going to go over the middle, and nice catch there. Picked up. That is Andrew Floyd with a nice catch, picking that ball up.
Yeah, he's
And
thrown
that's
some
going to be
pretty good
about
balls.
about 12 yards on that completion.
Yeah, got a lot of the penalty back.
So 2nd down and a big 12. Ball's just inside the 32, near the 31 of Delta. 20-0.
I wouldn't
Delta
be surprised
leads.
to see Delta come with some kind of a blitz here, put a little pressure on him to.
Once again, Johnson out of the shotgun. Here's the pressure, just as you mentioned, Coach. He
Reagan
scrambles
Wright.
right side, gets hit as he throws it. Ball's up for grabs and incomplete down at the end zone.
And Reagan Wright came on a blitz linebacker spot. Nobody touched him, and he was in on top of him just as quick as can be.
Had two receivers down there, did Grantsville. Both Andrew Floyd and Dylan Deffa was down there, but incomplete. So 3rd down and 13. A short 13, just outside the 31 of Delta. And here comes the receiver core again, Coach. Trips to the near side, all bunched up. One single far side and one lone setback next to Coy Johnson. He takes the snap, looks, going to go out in the left flat, complete, nicely done. And dragging the defender with him, and it's a 1st down. That's a nice effort by Gavin Iyer.
And I think he may have stepped out of bounds just short of the 1st down over there because he did fall forward.
Oof, that was big. So he needed 12, got about 10.
Yeah. When Grantsville has not had success running the ball much, they have thrown the ball. So it's an interesting call right here, what you'll see. Looks like they're going to pack it in Delta's inverted bone look and see if they can't power this thing across.
That's exactly what they're going to run here. Whoop. So I'm not sure if that was someone jumping. Apparently not. Here is the give. Riley Smith off that left side, and I think he's going to have the 1st down and more even. Yes, he gets nearly 5 yards on the carry.
That's kind of saying to Delta a little bit of your own medicine right here.
So 1st down at the 15, and this clock is going to run out and brings this 1st quarter to an end. But boy, has it been a productive one for the Rabbits as they put 20 unanswered points on the board in this 1st quarter. Again, our thanks to all of our sponsors here with us tonight. Mountain Land Supply, Service Drug of Delta. Service first at Service Drug. Delta Medical Center, providing peace of mind when the need arises. Drew Bay Chevrolet. For all of your new and used car needs, stop by and see the crew at Drew Bay Chevrolet. Delta City, proud sponsors of Delta High Athletics. Also, Lovell Pharmacy, located down on Main Street here in Delta. Centricom, Channel 10, just where you're watching the game here tonight. Also, Peak Performance with us, Snow College, Sunrise Engineering as well. You said it, Coach. Delta could not have scripted this game any better than what it started right there. Wow. Kind of a late arriving crowd here tonight, simply because Delta is playing Morgan in volleyball tonight, right behind us here in the Palladium.
Right. Because when I walked up here right at kickoff, I was over letting the post 135 veterans in, and boy, I thought we were an hour away from game time.
Of course, Morgan ranked number 1 in the 3A classification, and Delta ranked number 2 in the 2A classification. So pretty good battle going on in there. So here we go. To start this 2nd quarter, Grantsville with the ball at the Delta 15. They really need to get on the board here, get back in this ball game. Johnson takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Riley Smith, and then nothing doing. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll be it.
Johnson keeping the ball and Jack Dustin stuffing him.
A little bit of a loss on the play.
Loss on the play brings up 2nd down.
So 2nd down and just under 11 to go for Grantsville. And again, they've got receivers all over the place. Trips to the far side, single receiver near side, one lone step back. And that'll be Riley Smith to the right of Johnson. Johnson keeps it and shouldn't have. Maybe should have went option right. Tries to go up the middle, hit at the 20, and there's another loss on the play. And I'm not sure if that was designed as an option, or just a quarterback keeper up the middle. But that goes for none.
Yeah, goes for a minus a little bit. And Gordon Sayui was, I don't know if he was on a blitz or looked to me like he was, even if it was a run blitz, and was right there.
Timeout taken on the field here. I'm not sure who took it. Was that Grantsville that took the timeout to talk about this? 3rd down and about 15.
Yeah, I think they understand the importance of this also. You cannot go down another score. You're 3 scores down right now. You get down 4 scores in a game, it's going to be very, very tough.
Want to congratulate the Delta High girls soccer team today. They upset the number 2 seed Waterford in the first round of the playoffs, 1-0. So Delta moves on to the second round.
And that's been the nemesis for several
Absolutely.
years. So that's a great effort.
Somebody had said that Waterford had been in the semis or the finals 7 years in a row.
I think that's probably the case. And so congratulations.
Yeah.
That's great.
And also congratulations to Delta High's cross-country team as they won the region title yesterday. So they'll go to state next week looking to hopefully add to the hardware.
You know, it's kind of hard to believe that we're already at state tournament time in this fall sports.
So here we go out of the timeout. Coy Johnson stands at the 25 of Delta, takes the snap, pump fakes. He's going to go far sideline, got a man wide open. Oh, and he dropped it at the goal line. That was a great play call right there as the DBs bit. And that pass wasn't that badly thrown.
No.
Andrew Floyd probably should have hauled that one in. That's too bad for him.
I'm sure he'll say that he should have caught that one too. Had plenty of time to, maybe too much time.
Well, that was wide open and on the money.
Boy, I'll say.
He had to turn a little bit as he got to the goal line to try and bring that in.
But I think he had plenty of time to turn and maybe just waited a little bit too long to do that and misjudged that ball just a little.
So here's Johnson on a 4th down and just under 15 yards to go. They need
Comes
the
the
first
blitz.
down. Here it comes. Got a man open over the middle. Caught, complete, in for the touchdown. This time, Gavin Iyer with the catch and the touchdown from 20 yards out.
Wow, and that was a very nicely thrown ball right there. Ken, it's right on the money. They put trips on the far side, which kind of drew the attention. Looks like they had man coverage back here on the weak side. Just ran a skinny post, and it's all over.
Very nicely thrown ball there by Johnson for the touchdown. Now on for the point after. I believe that's Braden Soltz. So here's the snap. It's a good one. Kick is up, and this is not going to get there. No good. So with 11:08 to go in this first half, Grantsville gets on the board. They trail now 20-6. But boy, that's a big drive there, Coach. A couple of nice thrown balls and a couple of penalties as well.
Yeah.
Aided Grantsville down the field.
Yeah, and a couple against them. They came back against 2 long yardage situations as well. So boy, they hurt themselves, and then they really performed well to get out from a 1st and 25.
That's 15 plays to go 65 yards for the Cowboys to get on the board. Nice drive.
And I think more importantly, what they're saying is while we have the ball, Delta doesn't have a chance to go down and score some more.
So Grantsville with a little more bounce in their step now as they cut this deficit to 14. And the Cowboys will obviously kick this one away from their own 40-yard line. Once again, this will be Braden Soltz to kick it away back deep for Delta. It'll be Seui on the one side. And I believe that's Jake Day. I'll have to look, make sure on the other. This is kind of a short kick, going to fall at the 27, and it's picked up right there.
Go, Christian, attaboy!
And working his way forward. Nice little return there for the Rabbits. And that was actually Christian Conrad that wears number 12 that returned that for the Rabbits out to the 34-yard line.
Probably the Garrison connection, is he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Plenty of time left here in the first half. 11:02 to go. Delta scoring on their first 3 possessions of the game. A little different formation here, Coach.
Yeah, and Grantsville isn't aware of it either. They didn't have anybody out here to help.
And up the middle, I believe, was Dallin Draper. He was close to stepping through and going for big yards. He gets 6 on the carry. 131 yards rushing for Delta so far in the game. They also have completed a couple of passes for 41 yards, so 172 total offense. Grantsville with 12 yards rushing. Here is just a quick hitter off that left tackle, maybe a yard or 2 on that one. 62 yards passing, 74 total offense. So it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it a big 2.
And you certainly don't want to stall right here if you're
No.
Delta right after you've given Grantsville a little bit of hope. You want to come back and come right back at them and get some points on the board as well.
So Delta will come double tight with the inverted wishbone. Quick snap. Jake Day keeps it himself and has a 1st down and more. Across the midfield, it's a race to the other end. Can he get there? 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Jake Day, my goodness, from 50, we'll call it 57 yards away. That's a long run there. As he
just followed his fake man right up in the middle, and all of a sudden, boom, he's in the secondary.
And if you're a Grantsville fan, you got to be shaking your head going, how do we stop this offense? That's 4 possessions, coach, 4 touchdowns. Once again, Sam Clark on for the point after try. Jake Day will be the holder. Snap is a good one. Kick is up, and it might have been blocked. Did it get through? It did. Kick is good.
Well, somebody forgot to block. There was a guy in there that could have blocked it, but he kind of jumped straight in the air instead of going for the path that the ball would take.
That wasn't one of those lookout blocks, was it?
Yeah, and then anyway, got it up high enough that it got over the top. And
so 2 plays to go 66 yards for the Rabbits and the score. And boy, right now, Delta's offense is just really, really hitting on all cylinders. Coach, you just get yourself back in the game, you get a touchdown, you're feeling better about things, and in 2 plays, right back down by 3 scores.
Don't point to Tristan Anderson and tell him where it's onside. Heard that.
So here we go. Take care of a few notes here in the booth. And Sam Clark to kick this one away for the Rabbits. Again, line driver to the far side, bounces and goes into the end zone. So that'll be a touchback. And Grantsville will come back out at their own 30. This will be their worst field position of the game, or own 20, excuse me. They've started on their 34, 31, 35. So big field ahead of them here. Once again, they really need to they're going to, now you just got to keep pace with Delta somehow. You've got to score here.
Yeah, you got to make up 3 of them somewhere along the line.
Along the way, but yeah, just to try and stem the tide here. Out of the shotgun once again are the Cowboys. Trips to the far side, 2 receivers here to the near side. And coming over the left side, 2 receivers in the same area. I'm not sure who they might have been looking for. It was either Riley Smith or A.J. Rayner. And it looked like Smith was kind of talking to Rayner saying, are you sure you were supposed to be right there?
Right. Because when you have 2 offensive people, you're bringing 2 defensive people in the same area as well. Not enough room for error there. And he overthrew everybody, so I'm thinking he was going for the ball. But
so once
the
again,
whole wax.
Right back to the shotgun, the 1 lone setback to the left side of Johnson. 3 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Johnson takes the low snap and fake the handoff and then runs ahead for a gain of a couple. See who might have been in there on the tackle for Delta. I believe Ryland Day was in there to take down Johnson after a gain of a couple. So 3rd down and 8 for Grantsville from their own 22-yard line. Johnson again out of the shotgun, looking, going over the middle and just too big for his intended receiver, Gavin Iyer. And defensive backs running step for step with him as well. Grantsville 6 for 12 throwing the ball here tonight. They have 1 touchdown and the 1 interception, but they're going to have to give it up right here. And Coach, I'll let you comment on this, but when you throw the ball as much as Grantsville does, you can go out in a hurry.
Yeah.
Here's the punt. Gets it away, going to land at the 49, checks up right there and rolls backwards to the 48, where Delta will take over. I guess my point being is you really want to keep Delta's offense off the field because they are on fire here, and right now they're putting Delta's offense right back on in a hurry.
And it's very tough for a high school team, especially smaller high schools, to put together a package that you can consistently do that. And yeah, I mean, you can go out and you can have a 15-second drive, you know, and all of a sudden the ball's in the other hands, and Delta's having success scoring in such a hurry that, wow, it can roll up in a hurry.
And once again, before we can even get this play underway, Grantsville once again takes a timeout. I don't know if they weren't happy with the personnel or what as they came out onto the field, but they want to talk about it for just a moment here. Delta with their best field position of the night. Well, I should take that back. They did have the ball at the 10-yard line on earlier in the game, but still they're going to start at the 49 of Grantsville on this one. Again, our thanks to all of our sponsors that are with us: Sunrise Engineering, Snow College, Peak Performance, Centricom, Level Pharmacy, Delta City, and Drew Bay Chevrolet. It's been a pleasure bringing you Delta High football throughout the year this year. We'll continue on with basketball in the near future, but there's a potential of adding a couple, 2 or 3 more games to this season. If Delta can win next week at Richfield and Canyon View were to lose at Sanpete,
and is that next week or is that this week?
That, I believe, is next week as well. I'll have to look and see on the schedule.
Because I do know that's the case if Sanpete Creek
that is next week,
Canyon View, and I'm predicting it to happen.
So here we go on the first down play. In motion comes Reagan Riding from left to right, back to pass. They got a man open over the middle. Comes the check down receiver at the 41, and that is Trevor Burton with the catch.
Boy,
and a gain of about 9.
If he just could have got his eyes up, Reagan Riding had 10 yards on everybody wide open down the field. And I always taught Ken that, because I was taught, if you're on their side of the 50 and you run that flood, look long to short. If you're on your own side, look short to long. But
it is a completed pass of 8 yards, and so far Jake Day 3 for 3 in this one.
Yeah, he's done very well.
49 yards on the night, and short second down and 2. There's Draper, needs a block and gets it from the little guy, and now a flag comes out. This is going to go for a touchdown, and it's coming back. You can hear everybody up here hollering, no, don't throw the flag. We'll wait for the call.
What was the call?
I don't know. Reagan Riding was out in front, the little guy blocking, and did a great job to spring
I don't think
Dallin
it was
Draper.
him. He was clear out there. I couldn't tell who it was.
Something inside here, it looks like. The flag is at the 42. So we'll wait for the play. If you're looking for a replay, you ain't going to get it on our system tonight.
Heck yes, I'm looking for the replay.
Got my daughter Shaquille running our camera tonight, but the equipment we don't have, the equipment we have,
So
doesn't have the replay.
This is the first time I've done one of these up here with you this year.
Right.
Correct. So you got pretty on one side and ugly on the other.
Boy, you're not
and I
kidding
happen
there.
to be on that ugly
Those
side.
ends are sitting out there, Coach.
Yeah, it's good there's not a camera on us, that's for sure.
Right now, Coach.
That's Coach Dean Fowles. I'm sitting alongside him. I'm Ken Nielsen. Good to have you with us here on a Wednesday night edition of Utah High School football. Second down and 13 after the penalty. The ball back inside of the 49 of Delta. Jake Day rolls right. Got a man open if he can get it to him, and he does. That's Rhett Shamo at the 45-40. Going to have the first down, 35-30. Cuts his way back down to the 25. And that'll be a gain of nearly 27 yards. We'll call it 26 on the pass completion.
And I'd
Jake
like
Day,
to see
4 for
what
4.
happened right there out of Trevor Burton. He did not have the ball thrown to him, but he did peel back and picked a couple of kids off to give Rhett Shamo a few more yards. So great effort there by Trevor Burton. One Delta airing it out here a little bit too. That's 2 in the last 10. That's airing it out for
Wow.
Delta.
First down and 10. Here's the give to Draper. Nowhere to go on that one. Coming up, making a nice play for Grantsville. Up front, that's Seth Anderson, 6 foot, 185-pound defensive tackle.
Slight loss on the play. We'll bring up
We
second
just
down and
they
11.
blitzed. We didn't pick up the blitz.
188 yards rushing for Delta, 75 through the air.
And you would have had another 35 for a touchdown or 40 for a touchdown right here.
Second down and about 10.5. Sam Clark in the game, rolls left, and here is Jake Day looking to pass, got to get rid of it, and does. Throws it up in the air and out of bounds at the marker. Incomplete. He was lucky just to get rid of that and avoid the sack. Was looking for Jason Hatch. So his first incomplete pass of the ball game. That play just took a little too long to develop. Defense was in the backfield. And so those people up front doing a nice job for Grantsville, getting the pressure on Jake Day. So third down and again a little over 10 to go. You got to take it just inside of the 15-yard line. Ball in the near hash mark. Little crossbuck action. Rhett Chameau nowhere to go as he is going to be corralled and taken down by Andrew Floyd. I like the design there, but Grantsville just really played that well. So it'll be a loss of a couple on the play. Back to the 26, 4th down and 11, and I think Delta's going to go for it. Well, Coach Russ Fowles may get in on the play here. He's going to come out on the field now. He's going to call timeout.
The way Grantsville's playing it, you run your wide option, pitch it, as they have done a time or two. You do have one for everybody. Don't commit the penalty, and I think you can get the first down.
So timeout taken by the Rabbits with 6:29 to go here in the first half. 27-6 is your update. As Delta came storming out of the gates, they have scored on their first 4 possessions. And they face a 4th down and 27. They would have scored on their 5th possession had it not been for the penalty. And a fairly nice crowd from Grantsville here tonight as well.
Yeah,
we appreciate them being here in the stadium, supporting their youngsters.
Reagan had a great walk too, but it was on Dakota.
They just run into a buzzsaw to start this one.
He crushed the kid. And he fell back, flipped around, and landed on his
So,
belly. And so the ref just saw him on his belly.
We'll wait for see what Coach Russ Fowles decides to call here on a 4th down and 11. Grantsville back out on the field, ready to go. It was a nice long timeout, by the way.
Yeah, probably time enough to go to a break and have an advertisement. I'd like to see you did a little of that.
That's all running right here with us. Here we go. I formation behind Jake Day. 2 receivers far side, brings one in motion. Here comes the option, right side. Here's the pitch to Draper. Plenty of defensive people there, and he'll get it up to about the 22, maybe a gain of close to 5, but Delta will go out on downs, and Grantsville does a nice job sniffing that one out. So the first time tonight, Delta has not scored on a possession, and they go out on downs. Grantsville will take over at their own 21-yard line. A lot of people may say, why not kick that one away, punt it away? Well, if you kick it in the end zone, it comes out to the 20 anyway. So
yeah, you'd gain a yard.
Yeah, you'd gain 1 yard. So
what are we doing now? Now we don't have
so here we go.
out there. What are we doing? Brandon's
Trips to the far side. They're trying to get people out there for Delta if you're the defense there, and I think the Rabbits jumped off sides.
And it may be to their advantage if they did, because they have trips out the right side, and there's only one person out there.
So there's one time that maybe you go, hey, that was smart. That was a smart penalty. So that'll move the ball up to the 26-yard line of Delta, where the Grantsville Cowboys, once again, I'm not sure if those 3 receivers even came to the huddle there, Coach. They are ready to go. They know the play they want.
Still got 3 over there and only 2 defenders.
We'll see if Johnson realizes that as he takes the snap, and he'll hand it off to his running back, who cuts it up the middle. Once again, Riley Smith picking up about 4. And you're right. They had the advantage out to that right side, chose not to throw the ball right there.
Yeah, you
still
think
pick
that's
up 4.
some kind of a signal, just tap your hat, throw it to one of them in a hurry, and boy, you're off and running.
Still very manageable here. 2nd down and 1 for Grantsville. Again, Johnson standing at his own 25. Takes this snap out of the shotgun. And once again, he'll hand it off to Smith, and he goes nowhere. Might have lost a yard or 2 on there as Gordon Sayui comes right up the middle and takes him down for the loss.
And Delta has not adjusted to that out there. I'm surprised that Grantsville hasn't seen that and said, we're going to, you throw a hitch to that inside guy and you got two people to
Once again, if you're watching on TV here with us, you got trips, 3 receivers that far side with only just the 2 defensive backs on that side, 2 receivers near side. Here's Johnson again at his own 22. Takes the snap, and there it is. Right through the hands of the receiver, though, and incomplete. That would have been a first down. Gavin Iyer standing right there, and it just went right through his hands. A little bit too much mustard on the pass.
Yeah, and very fortunate because there's nobody there to do anything about it. So now they are going to make them punt. They'll get the ball back.
4th down and 5. Grantsville will kick it away from their own 27. Drifting back to kick this one away is Dylan, I believe Defa is his name. Apologize if we got that wrong. He stands at his own 12 to kick this. Grantsville's not got enough people. Now here comes their 11th man onto the field. Delta should move up a little bit here. If they'll get after him, he just fumbles it, but then kicks it away, and the ball is free. And Grantsville gets a very fortunate bounce as that ball rolls to the 45 of Delta. Still, pretty good field position for the Rabbits as they start at their own 45-yard line with 4:21 left on the clock here in the second period. Delta with 191 yards rushing, 75 yards passing. Grantsville with 14 yards rushing, 62 yards passing. So here we go. Again, Grantsville running somebody off the field real quick here to get into their defensive set. They're moving all over. Delta comes in motion. They'll option right side, and Reagan Riding avoids 1 tackle, 2 tackles up the middle, and he may be gone. Needs a block. Nope, not going to need it. All the way down the field, 15-10-5, touchdown. Reagan Riding from 55 yards out.
And he just did that on his own, boy. He made some people miss and then made some good moves. And then once he accelerated, you said he's just going to need a block. And all of a sudden he was through all that and didn't need it.
So one play to go 55 yards. And a score. So Delta
That's why we got to run follows.
Now has scored on 5 of their first 6 possessions. That one play, 55 yards, and it was, as you said, Coach, all Reagan Riding. This kick is blocked. Was that same block up front we saw on the last extra point as Grantsville just came through untouched, did a nice job to knock that kick down. So with 4:09 to go in the first half, Delta pushes this lead up 33-6. That was an impressive run, Coach. I'm telling you what, as they had him deep in the backfield. I thought for sure he was going to go down for a loss, and he just says, Gets it up for the touchdown. So once again, Delta will get set to kick this one away. Stay tuned for our halftime show. We'll have some of the scores from around the state of the games that are being played tonight. And Sam Clark once again set to kick this one away. There's the kick, pretty nice high kick. Gonna returnable up across the 25-30. Weaving his way down. Boy, taking a nice shot right there. Boy, with a big hit for the Rabbits right there. That was Brandon Atkinson that really laid the wood there to Andrew Floyd. Wow.
And that's one of those you kind of want to show a few times over and over again in film session on Monday. To
now that's one you can go back. You can go back on Centricom and watch this game. It'll be archived. It'll be on tomorrow morning. You can go back and watch the game in its entirety on Centricom.com and again local channel 10.
Yeah, but he just might not get that good a clean hit on him tomorrow.
Might not be.
That's what he did tonight.
So here is a pitch in the backfield. Ball's loose, but it's picked up by Smith out there, and he does a nice job getting what he could out of that one.
gotta get rid of those guys, though. They see something like that. They can't sit and dance.
Going to be a gain of 1 after all that.
Lateral to Riley Smith. He gets back to
Hey,
So it'll be 2nd down and 9 from the 35 of Grantsville.
You're a pretty wise man in a lot of your
It's amazing I'm
commentary
not
on this.
coaching, huh?
It really is. It really is.
2nd down and 9. Out of the shotgun. Back to pass. Coy Johnson complete. Oh, and then the ball's fumbled away. And they say incomplete. Andrew Floyd just didn't have it long enough. And that's a good break for the Cowboys because Delta would have picked that up and probably returned it for a touchdown. But I believe that was the correct call.
Yeah, it was the correct call. It would have been reviewed in the NFL.
Yes,
though,
it would
they
have.
would have said he didn't have time to make a football move.
If we could have reviewed it here in the booth.
Yeah, I think they ought to trust you with that. Look up here and let you make some of those decisions.
Grantsville has actually run 10 more plays than Delta offensively, yet they trail 33-6 here. Johnson back to pass again and knocked down over the middle. Who was that? Was that Trevor Burton that went up and knocked it down? I believe it was 88. And Grantsville has missed on their last 5 passing attempts.
And kind of my point exactly. You can see they went through a period there where they were 5 out of 6, 7 out of 8. But then you go through stretches like that, and sometimes it can just get away from you.
So on a 4th down and 9, Grantsville, they are forced to punt this one away. Still, they took very little time off the clock on that possession. So Delta's going to have some clock to work with. Here's the punt, and Delta, for some reason, lets the ball go right between the two of them. And it'll go dead down at about the 16-yard line. That's a nice punt by the Cowboys right there. I don't know if the two backs for Delta thought each other was going to catch it.
I'm not sure either, but catch it.
Catch it. So the Rabbits will start deep in their end. This is might be their worst field position of the night. We'll call it the 16-yard line.
Hey, I had a gentleman, I'll have to tell you in the next little time here. Had a gentleman over at the Snow College 40th football reunion that said to tell you hello.
Oh, goodness.
One of the people on their sidelines, old D-Bob. You remember D-Bob?
Yes, I do.
And he asked about you over there. So he's on the sidelines at Snow College.
Good for him, helping out.
Yeah.
4-yard carry there by Reagan Riding. Delta up to 195 yards rushing now. Now, I take that back. I didn't add in the 55 that Reagan Riding had on the last drive alone.
Yeah, probably ought to add that on. And as you can see, Grantsville they have everybody within about 6-7 yards of the ball. And that's why when you see Delta break one, a lot of times they can take it to the house because looks like they have about 6 yards right here. Deepest guys are 6 yards off the ball.
Wow. So here we go on a 3rd down and 7. Here's the option around down Draper, and he needs a block right here. Gets a little bit of help, and he's up the sideline. He may be gone. Across midfield to the 40, to the 30, the 20, the 10. Nobody will catch him. Touchdown, Dallin Draper from 80 yards away.
That was blocked perfect right there. That was blocked.
Wow.
Alan Draper on the option takes the pitch from Day perfectly.
And, Coach, you said Delta was on pace for a 600-yard night. Well, they're more than halfway there now as they have 330 yards rushing in this first half alone.
Dallin Draper may beat his dad's record out. Who knows? His dad's going to start calling plays to back off a little bit so he doesn't.
And now Delta will go for 2 on this play. They'll send Riding in motion. Back to pass, Jake Day. Got a man at the goal line, caught and in for 2. I believe that was Rhett Chameau, and it is. So 3 plays, Coach, to go 84 yards, and 80 of it came on that one play. Alan Draper on the option, and boy, did the option run. And you said they had everybody up so tight.
Yeah.
That's hard to defend. Once you get around that end.
Very, very difficult, because then that makes them also set up just perfectly for your second man in block. You got a good angle on them with your junction block coming around the outside, and you could just see it set up.
And I just looking here, you know, we're a man of many hats up here in the booth. The sprinklers are on somewhere over on the far side, wondering if we can figure out how to turn them off. So.
Well, normally I'd be all over that.
Yeah.
I
Don't you work here anymore?
I don't even work here, so I don't know what the deal is. Who's sending you that?
I'm not sure. Well, Delta once again to kick this one away. And I just mentioned, Coach, a minute ago that Grantsville did not take any time off that clock on that last possession. And they're letting Delta's offense on the field way too much. Here's the return out across the 30.
You got to be careful that you don't leave them a minute to go this time as well.
So 2:17 to go in this first half. And Delta really putting on an offensive show here as they put 41 on the board already. So once again, from the 31-yard line, Grantsville takes over. And, boy, handoff here, I believe, to Smith. Oh, and they said the ball might have got loose. I'm not sure if it did or not. It'll be a gain of a yard, maybe 2 on the play there by Riley Smith. Brings up 2nd down and 8 with 1:50 to go here in the half. And Grantsville going kind of a no huddle, looks like. I mean, they huddle some of their players. The receivers go out. And they call the play from the sideline. Here we go. Trips to the far side, one to the near side. Johnson out of the shotgun. He'll take the snap, and he'll hand it off to his back standing to the right of him. That's Smith, and then he is met at about the 36-yard line. It'll be a gain of nearly 5. Sets up a 3rd down and about 4.
Picks up 4 yards on the carry, brings up 3rd down, 5.
And again, the running game just hasn't been there tonight for the Cowboys. They've got 20 yards of total rushing. They do have 62 yards passing, and Delta right now, Coach, 405 yards of total offense. Wow. Again, Johnson out of the shotgun, standing at his own 32-yard line. Low snap, picks it up, going to come out in the flat this side, and immediately tackled at the 41 is Gavin Iyer, and I believe he's going to have enough for the 1st down.
Oh, I don't know now. After they spotted that, it wasn't the first down.
So 5 yards on the completion. That's just what they needed to get him the 1st down. So the ball just inside of the 41 of Grantsville. Clock running. They're going to have to hurry just a little bit right here. They'll bring trips to the near side this time.
Back up, Brandon.
2 to the far side. Again, Johnson standing at his own 35-yard line. He'll take the snap. 2-step drop. Going to go down the far sideline. Ball's up for grabs. And the defensive back didn't get his head turned around, and you're going to see a flag come in. Pretty good coverage. He just didn't look back for the flag right there.
Unfortunately, that is the right call, because if he just would have got his head around, he would have been in good enough shape that it would have been okay. But.
So this will move the ball up the field 15 yards and a 1st down. And he was stride for stride with him, was Bo Nielsen. Just didn't get that head turned around. Great coverage, but it is a penalty. So the ball at the 44-yard line now of Delta with 27 seconds to go. Ball's on this near hash mark.
Trips out there, why?
Trips and twins.
Watch one in the slot.
Number 1 in the slot.
Liner over.
So trips far side.
Gordon, back out of there.
two to the left side. Johnson back to pass. Going to go down this left side. Got a man open. Caught. No, dropped it. At the 10-yard line, that probably would have been a touchdown. A.J. Rayner had it. Perfectly thrown ball.
Yeah, perfectly thrown ball. Absolutely easy pitch and catch 6, and he just dropped it.
Well, that's too bad for Coy Johnson as he put that one. That was a pretty ball. Right on the money. So it does stop the clock with 21 seconds to go. Second down at 10. Again, the ball at the 44-yard line of Delta. And again, they'll flood the field with 5 receivers. 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Here's Johnson all alone. Looking. Over the middle. Tipped, and ooh, that was dangerous. That could have been intercepted.
I think if it wouldn't have been tipped by the guy, it would have been intercepted.
Yep, Riley Smith, I believe, is who they were looking for. So third down at 10. Again, the clock is stopped with 16 seconds to go. Timeout taken. This, I think, will be the third and final timeout for Grantsville. They've still got time to run a couple of different plays here, although anything over the middle, if it's first down, it'll stop the clock, but you got to hurry. Again, the ball is right at the 44-yard line of Delta. And Grantsville, they really need a score right here, just for their mental psyche.
Yeah.
To go in the halftime and say, okay, we're not that far out of it right here, but they need a score.
Well, I'm not sure they're going to think that. I think they're going to think, yeah, we are a long ways behind. If I'm down 41-6, I'm thinking I'm down a long way.
Yeah, but you got to have some hope.
Yeah, that's right. There's no question.
Trip to the near side. Johnson looking. Got a man and complete. Nicely done. Missed tackle at the 35 and taking it down inside of the 25 to the 24 is Gavin Iyer.
You're right, I did.
21 yards.
I thought it was on, it wasn't.
21 yards on the completion.
Should have been 3 or 4 more seconds.
And I'm going to talk a little bit here about the clock.
Take a minute.
I hit the wrong side of the button. Shut up.
And they want 10 seconds on the clock here, as the clock didn't start on the snap. So the official says,
They're going to get on the bus.
9. Going to say 9 seconds left. So they'll. So here we go. First down and 10 as they wind it. Johnson over the middle. Ball's up for grabs and picked off, they said. Down at about the 5-yard line as it is intercepted. I believe Dakota Dutson is the one that intercepted that one. And Dakota having himself a whale of a game tonight. So with that being said, the time runs out and both teams will head to the locker room. Delta with a very impressive first half, 41-6. This is by far their best offensive output of the season. You do it all in one half.
Yeah.
And so
very impressive. You've seen some hard hits. You've seen put together a pretty complete half of football so far.
So we'll step away from the mics for a minute, let you enjoy the Delta High Tridels tonight as they'll perform their Halloween routine.
Oh, I'm sure the dad does his homework for him. I'm sure Ken does the homework for him.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for the Delta High School Tridels. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your continued...
So once again, that's the Delta High Tridels. We appreciate them being here tonight doing their Halloween routine. You're tuned in to the New Charter University halftime show. New Charter University has flexible pacing so you can progress at a speed at which you're comfortable. Check us out at new.edu or give them a call at 801-883-8336. That's New Charter University. We appreciate them joining the Centricom team and the Delta High Athletics here. And now we'll let you enjoy the Delta High Marching Band. I think you'll be impressed. They do a great job under the direction of Mr. Kelly Ball.
Thanks for the drink.
You're welcome.
Duck's hot in here tonight.
It is. You gotta keep living cold on. Only 350 is every point is I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
I heard this earlier, said that can't be right. I actually saw the picture, and thought that's gotta be pushing for us.
He would have been if he had any rain. You just kind of, he didn't have any rain.
That's a cool hole.
Jordan's a little
I didn't see
hole.
Jordan's.
Jordan's, the front's 50 wide, third. 370. All right, Jordan. No, it's a special unit, but it goes curtain, throwable curtain goes right. That's the biggest unit. And
So how many points they give you?
well, they had, one of them had, they put in separate. One of them had 4, and one of them had 13.
Are you kidding
Just
me?
lucked out. I don't know, but that was a heck of a hunt. We saw, I'll bet I saw 56 point hills.
Really?
Yeah. There's elk everywhere.
I just don't know the area.
Well, I didn't either, but I
This
do
kid now has
know.
got 15 points.
Put in the Wasatch, I'll take it. You better be in shape. You better have horses.
He is.
And you better have horses to get them out.
We just been packing.
Hey, Kurt, yeah, you won't pack them out of here.
We shot our elk this year at 963 and 1138.
You won't pack them out of here and shoot them in the head. Get ready to go. Well, I'll tell you what, there's elk everywhere. And the muzzle water's the best part, because that's when you're screaming and playing.
So they were on the muzzle.
Jordan missed it. Monster. He's inside his stupid gun. And it's 60 yards broadside. He missed it twice. Then he goes and shoots at a target. And he's up at 100 yards. So he tried to get him up there. That ball that he missed was a good ball. It's fun, right? Sit in the trees and get the view and the cowboys going. Those guys would still do the thing in the air. Come to me and they're going all the way to here. Yep, get ready to go.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, to the Delta High School Marching Band.
They might be here next week and right over.
So you've been watching the Delta High Marching Band here on the New Charter University Halftime Show. New Charter University is founded on proven principles of competency-based education, so you benefit from all those years of experience. New Charter University. Check us out at new.edu or give them a call at 801-883-8336. And again, I thought you might enjoy that. They really do a nice job. Mr. Kelly Ball, the director of the Delta High Marching Band. He has really got those youngsters doing such a fine job. Fun to watch them. They really do a nice job here at our halftime.
And
Here.
they're going to a competition, I know. Maybe this weekend or next weekend. Well, he's coming
we
right
wish
up down
him-
to St. George.
Wish them the best of luck. We're right in the middle of a lot of different activities going on right now. Delta and Morgan were just playing volleyball on the Palladium here behind us. Yesterday, the cross-country team won the region title. Today, girls soccer upset Waterford, got a win.
National FFA convention coming up.
There you go. I'm sure you're going to that, aren't you? Where's that at? It's either got to be in Vegas or New
Louisville.
Orleans.
Louisville, I'm not going. I wish I was.
Let's take a quick look at the numbers inside of the first half. First off, for the Grantsville Cowboys, the running game has just not been there for them tonight. 16 rushing attempts for 20 yards in that first half. Throwing the ball, for a while they got a little bit hot. You mentioned it. They got a little hot for a while, but they ended up 8 for 21 throwing the ball for 88 yards. They had the 1 touchdown. They had 2 interceptions. So overall yardage on the night, 108 for Grantsville.
And if you are going to do what Grantsville's doing, and you are going to throw the ball that much, 8 for 21, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions with 88 yards, just isn't going to cut it for your success. End of the story.
Delta on the other side. Wow, 19 rushing attempts for 330 yards. Jake Day was 4 for 5 throwing the ball for 75 yards. So in the first half, 405 total yards. Delta ran 25 plays, Coach. Grantsville ran 41. But Delta, their quick strike offense was just there tonight.
Yeah.
41 points on the board in the first half. Wow, they are really cranking it up.
Many times they've just busted through, and they're often and running for a long time. I haven't seen a game they have that many long touchdowns, over 30, 40, 50 yards, you know.
Well, Coach, Delta had the ball 7 times in the first half. They scored on 6 of them. In fact, as we take a real quick look at some of the scoring plays, Delta got on the board first. Dallin Draper, 67-yard touchdown run. That was followed up by a 6-yard touchdown pass from Jake Day to Dakota Dutson. That was their second score. The third score came on a 35-yard touchdown pass to Rhett Shamel. Their fourth score came on I believe it was, I want to make sure I get this right for you as we go down through there, 55-yard touchdown run for Reagan Riding, and then their final score, an 80-yard touchdown run by Dallin Draper. So I failed to mention on Delta's passing tonight, they actually had 2 touchdowns throwing the ball, 1 for 6 yards, 1 for 35.
Yeah, they've got the whole stat line is going to look good tonight. So, I mean, this is enough for a ball game. You've got over 400 yards. You can say, wow, that's pretty good night offense, and we're only at halftime.
So we'll put your coaching hat back on. I know you did it for 24, 26 some odd years. And we're going to put you back in the
36, 48,
whatever it was. It was way too many, whatever it was.
I agree.
Just kidding. I'm gonna let you play coach here for a minute. Let's start with Delta's locker room. What do you say to your kids, and what adjustments do you make before you come back out?
Well, I think the first thing you say is you don't belittle anybody, you don't taunt anybody, you don't do any of that kind of stuff. On the other hand, you protect yourself. You don't get into any altercations. We got a very important ball game next week. You mind your business. Whoever's out in the ball game, you play as hard as you can play, and you don't. You do what we ask you to do, and you do it as hard as you can. I'm not a believer in running up the score on anybody, so I probably give the first squad the first series in this game, and then I wholesale it after that. Nobody wants to be on that bottom end of it, but after you've taken care of it, it's us that's most important, in my opinion. And so you say, let's go out and take care of us. We got to have every one of you next week. Grantsville has, or would have every opportunity to be a little chippy this half. So that's the first thing.
Your point's well taken, because as impressive as this score is and how well Delta's playing, it means absolutely nothing in the scheme of things as far as getting into the playoffs.
That's exactly right.
Okay, now we'll switch hats and let you step into the Grantsville locker room. What are you saying there?
You're saying, gentlemen, we're not going to win this ball game. They've scored 41 points against us. I guess we could turn the tables on them, but we don't say we're going to turn this around. We're going to take every every play, try to get better than what we have. We're playing for pride. Do you like? I'm going to kind of call them out just a little bit and see if they can come back and at least show better than what they did. And, I don't know what their situation is in the playoffs. I know they've only won the one game against Carbon, so I doubt they're going to be playoff bound. So it's all about pride for them. Gentlemen, we're going to try a few new things. We're going to try a few new people. If you want to be out there, you're going to have to play hard and do your assignment and take care of business.
So we appreciate the analysis right there as we wrap up the New Charter University halftime show. New Charter University gives you the freedom to study whenever you wish and wherever you wish with real degrees for real life. Enroll today at new.edu. We close up the halftime show here. One thing that we will see different here in this second half, and that is a running clock. Since Delta is 35 points ahead, there will be no stoppage to the clock. And so you're not going to see another 40 points. I can pretty much guarantee that.
And I don't expect Coach Russ Fowles to do anything to, you don't like it to happen to you. I don't expect him to throw the ball other than maybe this first drive. I think you try to perfect. But the point is, whoever's in there, we're not just going to go out and say, okay, let's make fun of this game. Whoever's in there, we want you to play hard and do your best. We want to win the second half with whoever's in there.
Well, and like we talked, you've got the biggest game of the season is next week.
Right.
You have to win that to have any chance to get into the playoffs. So you're still working on some things for next week.
Yeah. And if they get frustrated and do something to you don't like, you can't retaliate. You can't do any of those kinds of things that would have any kind of a chance to get you put out for next week.
So here's the kick by Sam Clark, fielded at the 19-yard line, and a pretty nice tackle made right there. I believe 86 for Delta, and that give him credit, Brandon Cahoon. So it'll be the 28-yard line for Grantsville to start this drive. Again, good to have you with us here on a Wednesday night, Utah High School football. And they say start the clock, and that's where you'll see this clock will continue to run. I think it changes on, or stops on, changes of possession.
Yeah, and of course Rowley stops it all, nudge him, and we'll make sure it keeps going.
There's a pass out into the flat right side, and the back jukes and jives and gets ahead for about a gain of 3. I think if it had stayed outside from the get-go, I think he'd have had some running room right there.
That's a play that they looked at in the first half and said, if they line up with 2 people out on our trips, we're going to throw you the ball and run that. But he ran right into the defense, and so it wasn't effective.
3 yards on the pass completion brings up 2nd down and 7, and Johnson again in the shotgun at the 25-yard line. 5 wide, 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Johnson all alone over the middle and missed his receiver coming across on the middle. That was Riley Smith he was looking for. And I was just going to say, with that kind of offense, once again, I know you can bust one in a hurry, but you can also go out in a hurry. But with the clock running, it doesn't matter.
That's exactly.
3rd down and 7. The ball just across the 30-yard line, Grantsville's side of the field. They'll come with 2 receivers near side, 3 to the far side. And again, Johnson all alone, standing at his own 25. He'll take the snap, drop back, look, and the ball's batted down once again at the line of scrimmage.
And it's good that it was, because he was wide open coming across down that little delayed slant pattern in there. But either way, good job by the folks up front.
I think that was Trevor Burton again. I think that's his 2nd pass that he's batted down tonight. So Cahoon back deep along with Gordon Seui to return this punt. They stand at their own 35-yard line. Grantsville to kick this one away from around the 20-yard line. This is a low liner. Ball hits at the 45 and dangerously picked up by Cahoon and returned to the 41. If there's one part of the game here tonight that Delta could probably work on, it would be the special team, the return game. You think? I don't mean to belittle or call,
no.
But that's one area I think Coach Fowles would want to say we do.
And it hasn't hurt you here.
No.
But like the last punt before, you always got to catch that punt, regardless of where it is. You can't take a chance on having that drive. And then right there, that was a risky play. Now, there are times where that might be something that you break a big a big one and things like that. But
Do you think that Coach Fowles said to him,
absolutely.
you need to go catch that? So
Absolutely.
he wanted to go make a play on that ball.
Without a doubt.
So the first play from scrimmage, that's Jake Day on just a quarterback follow ahead for maybe a couple.
And what's interesting, you see both teams taking what was obvious or evident at the end of that first half. Both of them come out and start with it. Grantsville throws the wide screen when they're 2-on-3, and Delta comes in with that follow, as they've been talking about doing here in the first half.
Double wide, here's the option, pitch, Dallin Draper. Can he get around? No, he can't. Nice play.
And that play right there, Ken, was doomed from the start, and the reason being it was a little bit of a counter option look, but the quarterback, there was leakage up front, and that forced the quarterback. He was 3 or 4 yards in the backfield before he could make that pitch, and if that happens, that's the thing that'll kill the option faster than anything is penetration.
That's a loss of 7. Brings up third down at about 15 for the Rabbits from their own 36-yard line. In motion comes Reagan Riding from, left to right. Here's the option pitch, Dallin Draper. Wanted to go inside, goes back outside. Needs to get by one more guy, and he can't quite get around him. Nice open field tackle right there on Dallin Draper. And that was, I believe, if that's number 6 for Grantsville, that is A.J. Rayner.
And that play right there, Ken, should have gone for a touchdown. They had 2 blockers, 2 receivers. They just ran past them both. A little bit slow developing, so they're going to have to hold that block a little longer. But they had 2 people blocking for 2 people on the defense.
Got the 7 yards back they lost. And 4th down and 8. Not sure what Delta's going to do. Now they say we'll punt it. Jack Dutson, his first attempt here tonight, punting the ball. He's done a great job all year long. Gets it away. Nicely done. Line driver fielded at the 28. Brought across the 30, 35, and up to the 42. That's a pretty nice return by Rayner right there. First punt of the night for the Rabbits. And Grantsville with a very, very nice field position. Actually, we're going to put it down at the 41. Again, good to have you here on Centricom.com, local channel 10.
I thought it was Centrican.can.
Yeah.
No wonder I had a rough
Haven't got enough money yet. Here is the give to Smith around this left side. He'll go for a first down. That's might be his best run of the night. That's a gain of 16.
And Delta hasn't made any switches yet, personnel-wise. And one thing, you don't want to do is get in a bad habit either of saying, well, we're up this far, let's just kind of lax. That's when you get hurt. That's when you have things happen. You still want to stay crisp.
43-yard line.
You don't want to give the opposition an opportunity.
Absolutely. And here's the give. Riley Smith right up the middle for a gain of a couple. So back-to-back running plays. That has only happened 5 other times in the whole game that they've run the ball 2 times in a row. Just a yard on the gain. Brings up 2nd down and 9. Ball just outside the 42 of Delta. Out of the shotgun. Coy Johnson takes the snap. Looks over the middle and nobody wanted it. It looked like it was going to be caught by somebody, either the defense or the offense, and it just falls incomplete.
Yeah, he's a little behind the receiver, but he had to throw it right between those 2 defenders, or one of them was going to pick it off. So he's very fortunate that didn't get taken.
So 3rd down and 9, and I would think Grantsville would be in 4-down territory right here at the 42 of Delta. And Johnson once again stands at the 47-yard line awaiting the snap. 3 receivers to that far side. He'll roll right side. Options to Riley Smith. Wants to get outside and can't quite. He'll pick up about 3, maybe 4. And sets up a 4th down and short. So Rhett Schammel on the tackle. 4 yards on the gain. It brings up 4th down and a short 5 along 4. And the ball is at the 38-yard line. All alone. Stands Coy Johnson, takes the snap out in the flat and dropped. Boy, had the receiver for the first down. That's too bad because it was a nice little out route right there, just past the first down marker, turn, ball's on the money.
And they've thrown that stop route many times and been very successful with it, but he has had some balls dropped on him, this quarterback, and had a couple of touchdowns that probably could have been, so that's just another thing that happens when you throw the ball, is you got to throw it and catch it.
A wise man once told me 3 things can happen when you throw it, and 2 of them are bad. And so you don't see Delta throw it a lot, but they are right here, down the middle. Jake Day got a man in, a little bit too long, and incomplete. He was looking for Sam Clark right down the seam. And boy, has this quarter gone by a whole lot quicker than the others. We're under 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
This is...
we had 3 scores in less than 4 minutes last time.
2nd down and 10 for the Rabbits at the 37. And you can afford to work on things like this if you're Delta, because the clock doesn't stop. You can go ahead and throw it. The clock will continue to roll. Here's the pitch. Dallin Draper around the right side. Flag on the play, and Draper going to be run out of bounds at about the 37. I think one of the backs turned up too quick.
Number 9 was going in motion, but he just went towards the line of scrimmage, and it was quite obvious. And that's something.
He was just following that painted line down.
Yeah, somebody's just going to have by Sam up. That you got to make sure you do not even flinch towards going up. That cost us a playoff ball game one time and something that we'd worked on over and over and over again with a specific individual, and we get in a playoff game. We're down to 2-yard line. We score a touchdown against Juab, no less, and they call it back because he turned up Phil a little quick.
So that'll cost them 5.
Little things can be big things.
It'll be 2nd down and 15 now for the Rabbits as they'll get the down over. Look at this formation, Coach. Trips to the far side for Delta. 1 lone setback. Back to pass. Jake Day over the middle and tried to hit Trevor Burton at the 40. And it actually was a good place to throw the ball. Kind of threw it back behind him, that outside shoulder, because if he throws it inside, it's picked.
Yeah. And usually you'd say keep that in front, throw the out patterns in front, throw the in pattern.
All those years, all those years, I'll get back to here in a minute. 3rd down and 15 in motion. Rhett Shamo from right to left. Jake Day rolls, going to get rid of it, and incomplete out in the flat, looking for Reagan Riding. All those years, and not once was I invited to join the coaching staff here. Never could figure it out. Now you work with me here in the booth, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
That guy really doesn't know anything.
I can see the mistakes that I made. Now, that play right there scares me just a little, Ken.
Because your quarterback took a pretty good lick.
Yeah, he took a pretty good lick, is right. And, boy, it's one thing you just can't afford to have.
So Delta will punt this one away on a 4th down and 15. Grantsville should get good field position out of this. Boy, nice punt by Jack Dutson over the head of the intended receiver. Is going to roll all the way down inside of the 10 to the 9-yard line. Wow.
Just like old Hackett.
That's nearly a 60-yard punt right there, Coach. Pretty nice effort. So Grantsville will be pinned deep. And I said they could work on special teams. Well, I'm telling you what, Jack Dutson has it down punting. He has done this all season long.
Yeah.
He has just really, really been solid punting the ball for Delta.
It's such a big weapon, such a big part of the game.
So with a minute to go exactly in the 3rd quarter, Grantsville starts from their own 9. They trail 41-6. Johnson stands at his own 4, takes the snap. He fakes the handoff, pulls it back out, and now runs it forward. Oh, boy, does he get hammered. He gets bent over. Wow, that was a nasty hit. Bounces up, though, and he'll be okay.
Boy, Johnson keeping the ball.
Going to give him about 7 yards on the carry. Got to give the kid credit for hanging in there on that one. Update, Kansas City leading Houston 7-2. How late in the game are they, Coach?
Bottom of the 8th.
Ooh.
So they got 3 outs away from advancing, it looks like.
Of course, the Cubbies
Yeah.
already in the National League Championship Series. Oh, wow, here's a handoff and a great play in the backfield. And I believe for the Rabbits making that play, that was Brandon Atkinson. Brandon has been in on a couple of huge
had a great
hits tonight.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job.
And it'll be a loss of 4 on the play. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter as that one went in a hurry. Nobody scoring in that one as the scoreboard still stays the same, 41-6. Again, we want to thank Intermountain Power, along with Central Valley Medical Center, Materion Natural Resources, Mountain Land Supply, Service Drug of Delta, Delta Medical Center, Drew Bay Chevrolet, Delta City, Lovell Pharmacy, Centracom Channel 10, Peak Performance, Snow College, Sunrise Engineering, and New Charter University. So 12 minutes left in this one, and again, it'll be a running clock all the way through. As we mentioned, next week, I believe Grantsville will stay at home, and they'll host Morgan. Delta will be on the road to take on Richfield. Delta needs a win next week and a loss by Canyon View to tie for that 4th playoff spot. And then more than likely, there would be a play-in game because I don't think you can leave a team out of the playoffs on a tie.
It used to be that way, but some leagues aren't. Some regions have it set to where head-to-head does control it. But I don't know what this region is. I'm sure Coach Rowley would know, but I don't know exactly what it is in this region.
So it'll be 4th down after that incomplete pass, and Grantsville deep in their own territory. They're going to have to kick this one away. They don't want to give Delta a short field on a 4th down and 7. So they'll punt this one up. Nice punt. This one's going to, nope, not going to be fielded, but it is on the bounce and then dropped and fielded and taken all the way back to the 41. Again, the return game on the punts has just been a little bit shaky tonight. And that's something I'm sure.
Yeah, that's when you want to catch that on a run. If you can, you maybe take that into the house if you can just get up and get it.
But Delta will have the ball once again in great field position at their own 41-yard line. They'll wind the clock, and this quarter should go in a hurry, as did the third. Double wide this time. Jake Day, whoa, gets hit as he tries to turn to hand the ball off. It's free on the ground, and he gets it back. I wouldn't be surprised, as you mentioned, Coach, you'll probably see a change at quarterback here pretty quick, just to keep him healthy. Loss of 4 on that play. Here's Day on a quarterback follow. And not much there. Third down and 14 for Delta. Double tight formation, inverted wishbone. Day, options, left side, Dallin Draper cuts it inside and then bowls his way ahead to 41, maybe the 42, and it'll be a gain of 5. So 4th down and 9 for the Rabbits. We'll see what they elect to do right here. I would assume they'll probably punt this one away. I don't know what they're kind of looking up the sideline going, what are we looking for? Punter. Probably a good idea, huh?
I don't know if they're looking for the field goal tee or what.
I thought I was going to say they're looking for the tee, but I don't think so. Here comes Jack Dutson. He boomed one on the last time he kicked it, about a 60-yarder. This one angles to the far sideline. Should be very effective. It kind of checks up and goes right, and now down at the 40. So Grantsville takes over.
About a net 19, 20 yards into the wind a little bit. Wind's come up a little right
Yep.
here, and this all of a sudden it's blowing my bottle over here by the window. I see a few people putting their jackets on, so that wind affected that.
I don't want the cold weather in yet. Chad, I got to get up on the mountain tomorrow after work.
You going up tomorrow after work, are you?
Yep. I know the hunt starts on Saturday, but we like to get an early start on that. Whew, boy, upended over on that far sideline. That was kind of a rough hit.
Well, I always heard you had yours hanging in the tree before most people got there.
Right.
So
Trying to get a number, I think that might have been Kyle Peterson with the catch. About 4 yards. Second down and 6. Here's the give right up the middle. Not much there. I believe that was Riley Smith, the ball carrier. Give him a yard on that carry. So 3rd down and 5 from the 45-yard line of Delta. Clock under 8 minutes to go.
Is anybody in the scene?
Coy Johnson out of the shotgun. Looking, rolls right side, feeling the pressure. Going to come up the right sideline and complete. Nicely done. Caught at the 30 and out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Once again, that same player they went to on the other side, that's Kyle Peterson with a nice catch.
Dakota Dustin was in the area just a little bit long. When that quarterback starts running, the receiver did a good job of going parallel with him and giving him a chance to have some place to throw the ball.
32 yards on the pass completion. 127 yards through the air now for Grantsville. New set of downs. Johnson back to pass. Blitz is picked up, puts it out, and it's knocked down at the last minute out in the flat there. I think Brandon Cahoon knocked it down.
See, and there's another example of 2 receivers in the same area because Brandon Cahoon was actually playing defense on the other player, and he just kind of, after that ball was thrown, stepped off his man and just about picked that one off.
2nd down and 10. Once again, 27-yard line of Delta, 6:53 and counting to go in this one. Delta has led from the get-go. They started off the game with 20 points. And up the middle, look at this. Coy Johnson all the way down to about the 6-yard line. About 20 yards on the carry. His best run of the night, and actually it might be the best running play of the night for Grantsville. They have one run from Riley Smith that was 16. That there's been their longest of 20. New set of downs, 1st and goal from the 7-yard line of Delta. 41-6, Grantsville looking to get on the board one more time. Yeah, this is right up the middle, close to the 5-yard line. Maybe a gain of a couple. Peterson once again. Ryan Day in on the tackle. Brings up 2nd down and goal from just outside of the 5-yard line. I know you have a deer tag as well. The question is, will you get out of the city limits? And the second question will be, will you get out of camp?
Yes.
Or even out of the trailer?
Yes and no.
So here is the give. Smith around that left side. Boy, it's played well. Strung out well by the Rabbits, and it might even be a loss of a yard trying to get around that left end for Grantsville. Once again is Riley Smith.
And that's first priority when you have that string out that long and get some help coming, and help came in a hurry. Just played perfectly by the Delta defense.
3rd down and goal. Back to the 7-yard line once again we go. Under 5 left in the ball game. I want to thank my daughter Shaquille for running our camera tonight. Being a real trooper hanging in here with us up in the booth. So here we go. Back to pass. Coy Johnson. And almost taken down. And whoop. He just lets it fly right here at the 28. That should be intentional grounding. There's nobody around but a lineman.
Well, I think he tried to throw it and it slipped out of his hand. So
Okay.
I think.
That's why they're going to let that one go.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I think it'll go.
Oh, now they're going to. Did they say he was in the grasp?
Yes, they did.
That's a tough call. I'm not sure if he really was in the grasp, but Delta gets the benefit of the doubt right there as they're going to mark him down at the 28-yard line. That's a loss of 21 yards. Now they're going to talk about it.
I think they call that an incomplete pass. I think in anybody's world it was, but not in this world.
Back up, fellas. Back up, fellas.
So a loss of 21. That hurts the average on your rushing. So 4th down and goal from the 28-yard line. And obviously they'll go for it with 3.5 minutes. And the snap goes between his legs. Johnson picks it up, steps up. Gonna go down the middle, ball's up for grabs and knocked down. Dakota Dutson once again on the defense, knocks that one away. And now a flag is on the ground back here at the 38. What's the call going to be here? Delta coming off the field thinking it's against Grantsville. Well, let's see what they're going to call. Holding Grantsville, that'll be declined. So out on downs go the Cowboys, and Delta will take the ball back at their own 28-yard line, leading 41-6. So they'll wind it. 3:25 and counting. Delta will probably have to pick up a first down or two here to end this double tight formation. Quick hitter off the right side. And nowhere to go. Grantsville will call a timeout, kill the clock.
Grantsville called timeout. Well, I guess you try to give your kids every effort to what score? I don't know. I don't understand that, but
so the clock stops on the timeout. 3:09 left in this ball game. In fact, they want to put more time up.
I kind of have a little bit of a philosophy on that. If you are saying, okay, we're not going to put the hammer down, you would think they would say, okay, I submit, that's okay, let's let this thing go ahead and run down. But I'm anxious to see if Delta tries now to get a first down and do something else with it. I don't know.
And I guess, you know, they're trying to send a message to their kids. We're going to fight. We're going to fight to the very end.
And that's what they've got to do.
Yeah. So 2nd down and 10 from the 28. And the referee says put more time on the clock.
What's he saying? I can't understand.
I think he wants 3:14.
For what?
3,
Maybe 3-1.
4, 3:14. They want to add 5 seconds to the clock in a game, 35-point game here, and they're going to put a little more time on it.
I don't understand that in any way, shape, or form. But
All the difference.
And now they'll wind it anyway, so the clock will run.
yeah.
Here's Jake Day, keeps it himself, and breaks 1 tackle, 2 tackles, trying to stay ahead, and then goes down at the 24. This will be a loss of about 4, and timeout taken again.
And, you know, it's not that you're going to have, you know, if he's going to get hurt, he's going to get hurt, but just the odds of it, I get him out of there.
So they'll stop the clock again at 3:02 left in this game. I thought we might get out of here fairly quick, but
it just made no sense to me to put some more time on the clock and then start it and wind it anyway. So you can tell I haven't passed one of those rule tests for a long time.
You wouldn't have passed quite a few of them had it been for me through the years.
Yeah. Now you don't want to. You don't want
I had
to
a solid 66% the last one I took.
You can't take last year's answers on this year's test and expect to do better. I know how you used to do it. You used to send in last year's answers. You hit on a few of them.
Quite a few of the seniors getting a nice applause from the crowd here in the stands. They say wind it. That's interesting, Coach. They took a timeout. Why would they wind it before they snap it?
I'm not sure. I can't understand
I
that
really,
either.
and he did it twice. He did it on the last timeout too. So here's the give off the left tackle up close to the 29-yard line. I believe, is that Dallin Draper? I believe it is. Gets 5 yards on the carry.
Boy, and he kind of acts like he's a little bit. I hope that's nothing serious. I maybe just got a little wind or something like that.
Oh, timeout taken again. I missed that. I'm sorry. They stopped the clock again at 2:44.
So
And
they stop the clock, but then they'll wind it
not
to where
sure.
you could actually go down, what, 35 seconds again before it snap?
You know, even though it's a running clock, if you take timeout, I'm not sure why they're winding it before the snap of the next play.
Right, I don't get that either. I wouldn't think they would, but
I mean, I'm kind of defending Grantsville in this one, saying they took a timeout to save the clock. Why are you winding it before before the next snap?
exactly right.
But maybe that's the rule. Once again, I didn't do great on my test. Now wind it again. That's interesting. So that must be the rule. Jack Dutson on to punt it again. Gets this one away. High hanging punt. Hits at the 48, bounces backwards to the 44-yard line where it will be downed right there.
44-yard line.
So in that first half, we had 47 points put up. In the second half, nada. Neither team has been able to get into the scoring column, but obviously it's a different
mentality.
bit of a limp there by Dallin Draper. You hope he's okay.
That's what I'm saying. He got hurt on that last play. Maybe acting like he's pulled a groin or something like that, and I hope he hasn't by any means, because that's kind of one of those that.
Yep, 5 in the pattern here for Grantsville. Over the middle, dropped. The receiver had it at the 34. It would have been a first down, and the ball just came out. And I'm telling you, I got to give Coy Johnson a lot of credit. He's thrown some good balls, but there's been several that have been dropped tonight. A lot of changes on the field out there. Ineligible. Whoop, signaled the wrong way again, sir. I don't think you can have an ineligible player downfield if you're on the defense.
I thought he signaled too many
Was that what he signaled?
players.
Oh, that's both hands. You're right. I'm sorry. My apologies to the man in the white hat. He got it right. Too many on the field. So that will give Grantsville a first down.
I learned from Russ Henry long ago, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So
Apparently that's a 15-yarder as well. Back to pass.
I think it's unsportsmanlike, what it is.
Yep. Complete, nicely thrown ball, and a nice catch there by the receiver, Gavin Iyer. Give him 7 yards on the catch. Back to pass again. Johnson over the middle and threw it behind that intended receiver, Iyer, that time, and incomplete. Thing about it is the clock, they're going to have to hurry because the clock continues to roll, even on an incomplete pass, because of the 35-point rule. So 2nd down and 3.
3rd and 3.
Excuse me, 3rd and 3. Over the middle, dropped.
Boy, just right, perfect thrown ball again. He's just had several of them dropped today.
Looking for his back, Riley Smith, over the middle and around the waist, and it just couldn't haul it in. So now 4th down and 3 with 1:05 to go. So again, back to pass. Johnson got his man, complete this time, right over the middle, and down at the 11, and then a flag comes from the referee, clear down in the end zone. This would be about a 13, 14-yard completion.
He was tackled kind of funny, like maybe the.
What'd they call?
I didn't.
What is this?
What did he call? Illegal substitution, maybe?
They don't have to report to the huddle on defense. They just have to be on the field.
Well, I'm not sure what the call. What
There's only 11 of them out there
Yeah.
now. I don't know. I just brushed
Yeah,
up.
Coach Russ Fowles is saying count them.
I just brushed up on those rules too, and I still don't know 'em.
First down and goal. And, almost intercepted by Sam Clark. They were looking for the receiver, Gavin Iyer, at the goal line, and it was knocked down by Clark at the last second.
Here's another penalty flag. Now it's holding is the call.
So the officials say they don't want to get out of here too quick.
No.
Holding call. Wow, this takes the ball all the way back to the 20. It was first and goal from about the 7. Now it's first and goal from the 20. They'll wind it. 43 seconds and counting. Again, Johnson picks up the low snap. Going to go to the end zone. Got a man there. And a nice effort, but incomplete nonetheless. That was Kyle Peterson who dove and almost hauled in that pass. Great effort by Peterson.
You know, by the time Grantsville gets set, they're going to get this play maybe one more.
Second and goal from the 20. Pass complete at the 10, at the 5. Is he going to get in? Touchdown! Just a nice stiff arm right there by Gavin Iyer as he gets it in. 20 yards out and a score.
14 seconds left on the clock, and they do 6 more points on the board.
Iyer showed some strength there, coaches.
Yeah, he
just
did. And
stiff-armed that player down and got into the, end zone.
That was a very good. That was a very good play.
So point after try coming. And I'm not sure why they're letting the clock run out, but they are. So the point after try is up and no good. Does not get to the end or to the goalpost, and that'll be it. 41-12 is going to be your final score as the Rabbits win this one convincingly.
And I'm glad to see what I'm seeing right down here. The kids are clapping, but they're not overly celebrating, not so exuberant that it's incredible. They understand the task at hand. I think they understand the situation that they were in. And more importantly is next week, and that's a pretty good sign to have them being gather their attention for next week.
So Delta gets out of the gates quick. They get on the gas pedal throughout the first half and then coast to the victory here in the second half. 41-12 is your final as Grantsville will return home to take on Morgan next week, and Delta will travel to Ridgefield. Big game for the Rabbits. They need to win, and they need North Sanpete. You know, there's not been many occasions where Delta has cheered for North Sanpete. They've kind of been a big rival, but they'll cheer for them this week. Next week.
You bet. And I think that's in next week's game. I really don't know. I don't know if that could be a this week's game or just what the deal is. But.
And if I could find, before we jump off the air here, I'll see if we maybe can find some scores for you before we go off the air. Again, a great effort here tonight as Delta scores on 6 out of 7 possessions in the first half. Delta finishes the game with 334 yards rushing and 75 yards passing. So they got 4 yards in the second half.
Yeah.
So real quick, let's take a look at some scores here as we open up our post-game show, the Sunrise Engineering post-game show. Sunrise Engineering, serving clients in Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, and Arizona for over 30 years. Sunrise Engineering. So we'll look at them real quick here. Summit Academy in the fourth quarter leads ALA 17-0. Stansbury 56-20 over Ben Lomond. That's in the fourth quarter still. Judge Memorial trailing Bear River 19-6. Tooele 28-7 leading Park City in the fourth. See if we can get to some scores in our classification as we roll down through them here. Juab, wow, it's surprising a little bit, trailing Union 41-27, 6 to go in the third.
But I thought they said before the season started that Union had a pretty good crew, so but it's still surprising to me, you bet.
We look on down, here's Morgan leading North Sanpete 31-21 with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter as well. So Boy, that northern region right now really doing a job. Start of the fourth quarter, Richfield leads Carbon in a non-region game, 28-14. And UNA leads Ogden 20-12. So.
Yeah, Carbon not really having the strongest of seasons, because the only victory that Grantsville has had this year was it's now like 35-13 or something like that over Carbon. So Carbon kind of struggling this year.
I'll get my sponsor sheet here. Hard to get good help around here sometimes, you know that.
I'm hep. I'm good hep.
Once again, you're listening to the Sunrise Engineering post-game show. Sunrise Engineering, we live and work close to you. Their office locations at sunrise-eng.com. Sunrise Engineering. So we wrap this things up. Again, one score was all in the second half. Grantsville got one there right before the end of the game. Delta did everything they needed to in that first half, scoring on 6 out of 7 possessions.
And it's difficult in the second half for both sides of the ball. Doesn't matter what you say, doesn't matter what you talk about. It's difficult to keep your intensity, your motivation, your everything else. You see the clock running all the time. All of a sudden the quarter's out. You just don't have that sense of urgency either side.
And before we go off the air here, we want to award our player of the game tonight. I'll be honest with you, some of our backs have gotten that award, but I thought Dakota Dutson had a touchdown catch tonight. He defended well in the secondary, did a great job. Not getting a lot of feedback from the color man here tonight, but
yeah, he
played well.
He had a great ball game, as did many of those defensive players. I think, of course, you keep a team scoreless. It's pretty much that's. You've played some good defense. I thought Brandon Cahoon played
that's another one.
Very, very well.
Brandon Atkinson had some big hits.
Absolutely. And the people up front did a pretty good job all the way through too. So I think that's a great choice.
And maybe even splurge for another certificate for Brandon Atkinson, because I thought he had some big hits that just flat out had people oohing and ahhing up here. So we'll congratulate Dakota Dutson as our player of the game, and an honorable mention Brandon Atkinson and a whole host of others there as well.
Yeah, I agree.
So with that being said, we'll wrap things up here from Delta High School. We invite you to join us next week, as that will be a television radio simulcast game over at Richfield, as Delta and the Wildcats are going to battle. The game doesn't mean anything for Richfield because they do not have a region win as of yet. So even if they were to beat Delta,
it wouldn't make any difference.
Their season's over, yeah. But if Delta can get a win, it's their second region win. And if North Sanpete were to defeat Canyon View, we're tied, and that gets you in a
huge implication.
You at least go to the postseason.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, we will wish Grantsville the very best with their remaining game against Morgan. Hopefully they have a safe trip home, and we'll look forward to seeing everyone right back here on Centricom.com, local Channel 10, and on the radio next week as Delta takes on Richfield. So again, on behalf of my wife Michelle and my daughter Shaquelle and Coach Dean Fowles, he's our color man, I'm Ken Nielsen saying thank you for being with us. Once again, your final score, 41-12. We'll see you next week. Have a safe weekend.